Good morning to my Boundless friends. My name is Bethany from Boundless LLC, my fascial release and physical therapy. And I am coming to you today for our core stabilization fourth video segment. This will be our last video segment on core stabilization. And just like the other ones, if you have not watched the other videos, they're going to give you some information that helps you work up to this point. But today we're going to talk about core stabilization on your hands and knees. Okay, and in case I forget to say this later, if you have trouble being on your hands and knees on the floor, you can do this on the bed. It's a little bit more challenging on the bed because it's softer and less stable. Or you can actually do these same exercises with your arms on a kitchen sink, kind of leaning over the kitchen sink or leaning into a wall. So there are some variations on how you can do these exercises. But with that, I'll go ahead and proceed. The other thing I want to say is this will be my last video for the week. I don't plan to do one on Friday, and I'll touch base and let you know what the plans are for next week. So these exercises, again, like I said, oops, let me get my camera a little bit adjusted here. There we go. Okay, so these exercises are done on hands and knees. And we're going to do very similar to what we've done for all the other exercises, where we're going to do a little bit of wiggling your ribs and wiggling your pelvis until you can kind of find what is the middle ground. You know, if we go up here, you've got an arch. Nope, we're not in neutral. If we go down here, we've got a sag. Nope, we're not in neutral. So we're going to want to find kind of that middle ground. And then at that point, when you feel like you've found where your ribs and your pelvis are neutral to each other, then we're ready to proceed with the exercise. We can use that same visual of sensing that there is a bottle inside of our core, and we still want to kind of engage the muscles across the pelvic floor and lightly lift. We're going to put the bottom on that bottle, right? And then what we're going to do first is the easiest version of these exercises, which is letting your arm come out to the front and back down. And the goal here is that you maintain your neutral in your back. And I happen to notice, just because I'm watching myself on the video, that I have a tendency to kind of want to go into the arch position. So, you may want to recheck yourself once in a while and make sure that you haven't gone into a strained position, but that you've maintained your neutral. So as you raise each arm, you want to really think about everything staying absolutely still and stable between your rib cage and your pelvis. And it's pretty easy with your arms. But now the next exercise is going to be to kick a leg out. This gets to be a little bit harder. Okay, and excuse me for just a moment. There we go. So as you do your legs, this is kind of like what we've talked about on the other ones, where we have a limit to our hip flexor muscle length. So as we go up here, there will be a point where you may have straightened as much as you can or lifted as much as you can. This is where my limit is, because I'm actually pretty tight in my hip flexors. So if I were to go further, do you see what happens? Okay, I'm going to show that again. I'm going to level myself out. Here's my limit. Now watch what happens in my low back when I go further. Okay, that's what we want to avoid. We want to avoid that extra arch that happens if you go beyond the limit of your muscle flexibility. And if you're really paying attention to that stability between your pelvis and your rib cage, you'll be able to notice when those tight muscles want to pull you out of alignment. Okay? So you could do a few of the arms and a few of the legs, and then the challenge you want to come to is, if you're doing really well with those and you're not having problems with your balance from that point, then you want to see if you could do the next level of challenge, which is keeping everything stable while you move your arm and your opposite leg. Okay? And here you really have to watch for the twist as well. So if I am not paying attention to the twist, I want you to see if you can kind of see how one hip will raise up and the opposite shoulder will raise up, and you'll get a twist down your spine. And that's what you want to be paying attention, that you're only going high enough that you're able to keep everything stabilized, that imaginary bottle inside your torso wouldn't be getting twisted or bent. And then you could continue and do a few of those. Number is not so important as quality, because you have to remember this isn't necessarily about gaining strength by beefing up the muscle fibers. This is about gaining strength by retraining your muscle and brain connection. And so it's that awareness of what's happening in your body that's going to help you to improve your stability and thereby improve the strength of your core muscles and your balance. All right, that is where I'm going to end things for today. And I'm going to give a little service announcement, and that is the ticks are out. I got to a couple parks this weekend and just found a tick on my leg last night, so I'm probably going to have to talk to my doctor today and see whether I've got to treat that. So thought I'd let everybody know they're out. Be watching for them. Don't be like me who forgot to check for ticks. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this series of exercises, and take care, and I'll look forward to seeing you sometime next week.